It is 11:11 here in Maui, Hawaii, and it's the perfect timing to begin this video. So for those of you who caught it, I made a video called Being an Ally to Your Allies. And that video was all about the portal key for tomorrow's full moon eclipse. That video provides the first part of the information I'm about to give you in this one. So if you haven't seen it yet, go ahead and hit pause and open up that video. It is on my wall here on Facebook. It's also up on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/RebeccaMagic. It's the second video in. Again, it's called Being an Ally to Your Allies. So this is sort of a part 2 to that. It's an elaboration. And even if you didn't catch the first one, this will still be really helpful. I'll give you a little summary of the first one to begin. Being an ally to your allies is all about recognizing that when we do not accept the help that exists all around us and even inside of us, we're actually doing a disservice not just to ourselves, but to the self, the one self of which we're all a part. And so it's important that instead of denying that help, saying, okay, you know what? I see you, allies. I see you, patience. I see you, honesty. I hear you, strength. I know you're there, and I'm going to get out of the way so that you can come in and do the work. That's what that video was really all about. I want to get a little more specific in this video. Let's say you have a shoulder pain, okay? This is relevant for me right now. We're so quick to deny the healing. We're so quick to just sink deeply into the pain. And there's a time and a place for that, for sure. There's a time and a place for that. But I'm going to offer an alternative here. We are so quick to either lean into the pain or to block out our thoughts or to not know what to even think about it at all because maybe it's just hurting so bad. The pain, whether it's physical, emotional, or mental, right? We're so quick to just block it out or just surrender so deeply to it that we get lost in it. But I'm going to offer an alternative. Picture it like this. Nature is an intelligent design. It heals itself, and we're a part of nature. So, if you're feeling a pain, I invite you to be an ally to your allies. I invite you to remember nature's intelligent design, of which you are a part. And to remember that God, Great Spirit, the One, wants to heal through you. That you can, in any moment, remember and ask to be the bridge and the vessel for that healing to take place. So next time you're feeling pain in any dimension, physically, emotionally, mentally, instead of just completely sinking into that and getting lost in it, or thinking X, Y, or Z about it, remember this alternative. Remember that the healing is available to you right there and right then. In any moment, the healing is available to you. And in denying it, you're denying the healing of the One. So when you have that pain, just ask. Just ask. Just remember and ask. Of course, nature is an intelligent design. Nature works for the One. Nature is the body for Great Spirit to continue to expand. Our design is built upon survival and evolution in a beautiful way. Nature heals itself, so we have the ability to self-heal from anything in any moment. So remember to call upon your allies when you're experiencing that pain and say, I'm not going to pity myself. I'm not going to be a victim. I'm going to remember that I'm simply a vessel for the healing, the expansion, and the evolution of the One. And so not only do I welcome the healing, I'm grateful for it before it even happens, because I know in that gratitude lives the manifestation of what is to come, which is that healing. And I know that it is my duty and my highest service to be a vessel for that healing. So don't think of it as just your shoulder or your knee that's in pain. Think of it as the knee or the shoulder of the One. It's an extension of the One. It's a part of the One because everything is a part of the One. And when we look at it this way, it helps us. It helps us because so many of us, especially those who are working in this field of light and healing, for some reason, we have this like old program of being a martyr and saying, oh, I don't deserve the healing for one reason or another. But when you remember that it's not just your body belongs to the one great spirit and to nature, then it becomes our responsibility, and we feel excited. We begin to feel excited and responsible in a way that feels good, not in a way that feels heavy and impossible. We begin to feel responsible in a way that feels purposeful, fulfilling, in a way that helps us to remember who we are at our core, in our heart of hearts. And our body and our minds and our spirits go, yes, oh my goodness, I remember. Yes, and I'm willing. Yes. And what happens is your will aligns with the will of the one. And nature's will meets you there as well. And then you become this vessel for nature and great spirit to meet inside of you. And they do all the work. So it doesn't feel impossible anymore. The healing doesn't feel impossible or scary or difficult. Even if it's a long road ahead, you're not worried about how far or how long it's going to take or how it's even going to happen. Because that's not our job. That's us getting in the way. The only thing we have to do is remember. Remember the healing is already there. Remember that nature is an intelligent design based on the design of the one. And that all we need to do is get out of the way and allow this design to do what it needs to do for that self-healing to take place. Again, we don't need to know how it's going to happen or how long it's going to take or how far we're going to have to go. Because when we remember that this healing is inevitable, those things become irrelevant. Time and space become irrelevant. All we need to know is that the healing is inevitable. And it will happen because it must. Because we are a part of nature and nature heals itself. So when you have these doubts, oh, I don't know if I'll be able to heal this. Oh, it really hurts. It really hurts. And sometimes we're going to have that. And that's okay too. And it's a part of it. But we're always, 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 whether it's in this life or the next or this moment or the next, we're always going to come back to the remembrance that nature self-heals. And that we're the only ones in the way. So when we have those doubts or we're sinking into the pain, all we can do is do our best to remember this intelligent design and the inevitable healing. And ask for it. And then shut up and receive it. That's all we need to do. So if it's hard for you and all you can do is sit there and complain or cry, then do that. I'm not worried how long it's going to take you because I know that time doesn't matter. And I know that ultimately we will all meet there in that space where we fully remember and we don't forget ever again. So cry if you need to. Do what you need to acknowledge that pain. But when that gap opens up, when you feel present enough to remember the inevitability of your healing, that's when you'll have the capability to ask for it and then receive it. That's all we need to do, is just remember that healing is inevitable. It's a part of our design. We self-heal. Look anywhere in nature. Look anywhere in nature. Everything self-heals. Look at a lizard's tail. When it's cut off, it grows back. That's how we work too. Everything rebalances. The scales will rebalance in time. It's a part of nature. So remember to be an ally to your allies. It's our duty and our highest service to remember that our allies are always there inside of us and all around us. And all we have to do is remember, which is the acknowledgement of those allies, and then ask them to come in. Because they wait to be acknowledged and asked. They're very polite. They're very polite. They won't intrude. If you have too many thoughts of doubt or uncertainty going on, that creates a wall. And they can't come in. So we do have to ask. We have to ask, we have to want it, we have to be intentional. And it can be anything. If you're scared, ask for courage. Remember it's already there. Lean on it. And every time a fearful thought comes up, remember, just repeat and remember, just repeat and remember, just repeat and remember. Just like you would teach a toddler, just like you would teach a child. They don't get it the first time. They often don't get it the first 1,000 times, or even maybe 7,000 times, but you keep doing it because you know that when they reach that point of understanding and the realization just clicks, all of those efforts that you made to teach them, to guide them, all come into them in that moment and magnify the power of that moment and really solidify the understanding and realization that they're having in that moment. So same thing for us. When we have a fearful thought, just keep repeating, I know that courage is in me. I know that courage is, thank you, courage, for entering me. Thank you, courage, for entering me. Because all of these situations that we face in life, these uncomfortable situations, the painful situations, as far as emotionally painful and hard, or mentally confusing and tough, or physically painful, all of these situations are simply opportunities for spirit to come in and do great healing. It's not personal. It's not personal. This life is very much an awakened dream. And although the pain feels so real, it is impermanent. It is impermanent because anything that's not a reflection of the perfection of our divine source will fade away. You know this. We know this. So your pain is impermanent. But it's very important because those pains that come up and those discomforts that come up are the situations that we've woven into our future so that we consciously set that up so that when we enter into those moments in time and space, we can remember. We have the opportunity at least to remember. It's like little holes that we leave along the way for fun so that we can go back and fill them at the perfect time with more power, with more grace to make the most of it. So try to remember that in those moments where you're feeling the struggle, you're feeling the pain. Like, oh yeah, this is it. I set this up so that I would have this opportunity to use everything I learned to really fill this hole in a way that is the most sustainable. Because if I tried to fill it then, it probably wouldn't have worked as good as it can now because of everything I know now. And when you heal those things, when you fill those holes, it fills it across time and space. You heal that issue, that pain, whatever that is, across time and space. You heal that for the akasha or the grid or whatever you want to call it, the one, the all. And so you do that healing for everyone. You're healing ancestors. You're healing ancestors and you're healing future descendants when you do that, when you do this. So remember, when you feel pain or discomfort, try an alternative this time. Try this alternative. Instead of just completely getting lost in it, just try whenever you can to be excited, to think of it from this perspective that, okay, I chose this. I set this up. How can I make the most of this healing for the one across time and space? That excitement is the first step. And then you remember the allies and all of the power that you have to support you and back you up. If the healing is truly for the highest good of one and all, then you should have no shame or guilt or doubt in asking for, thanking for, and actualizing that healing. Why should you be ashamed to receive that healing when it's for the one, when it's for me, when it's for you, and when it's for everyone you love? Think of the person you love the most in that moment. Even though that pain is in your shoulder, it's related to something unseen, to something deeper, to something that we can't see with the human eye. And that thing at its root is inside all of us. So when you feel a pain, emotionally, physically, mentally, whatever, be excited about the task to heal it, knowing that you're healing the people you love the most and everyone else. So although the pain might feel personal, it's not. And I invite you to try thinking of the one you love the most, your kid, your child, your niece, your nephew, your best friend, your lover, your mother, father, sister, brother, whoever. And pick any one of them and use them for the healing in a way that's so positive and say, even though this pain's in my shoulder, the root of that pain is in the one collective consciousness. And I'm going to go in there and I'm going to heal that for all of us. And that immediately takes you out of victim mentality in a huge way. It's like you skyrocket. You rise above in an incredible way with no effort. You rise above on the wings of love simply because you're thinking of that person that you care about the most, and the feeling that comes up when you invoke the image of them in your mind's eye, that feeling becomes this time machine. It's a vehicle for you to travel across time and space and heal the one. When we are in that small mind, right? There's the small mind and the big mind. When we're living too much in that constricted space, when we're living in the small mind, healing is so much more difficult. We close up, we put up a wall, and we don't welcome in the allies. And there's not just one ally or two allies, there's all the allies. All of the archetypal energies of the one. Think of the virtues, for example, if you need to narrow that down. If that's too much for you, if that's too overwhelming, think of simply the virtues as your allies. That's a great way to do it. And all of those virtues are the rivers that lead to the ocean of compassion, which is the light, the all-virtuous light of the original emanation, the one. So all of these allies are accessible to you. Don't deny any one of them. Because it's not just for you, it's for all of us, and we need you to do the healing. I need you to heal your body. We need you, your son, your daughter, your father, mother, lover, best friend. We need you to do this healing. All the children that are suffering across the world, and all the people that are suffering, and all of the places on this earth, and maybe places out there in other galaxies that we don't know. All of the suffering across time and space needs you to do the work, to do this work. And I'm making this video and I'm so passionate about it right now because the full moon eclipse is tomorrow. And the new moon eclipse was a week ago. And so we're in this eclipse sandwich, as I've been calling it. And this is the most powerful time to do this work. So although no one can miss out, you can't miss out even if you wanted to. You can't escape this. There's no getting around it. This shift is inside of us. The very fabric of reality itself is shifting, and we are part of that field. So we're all going to experience this shift. And we're all going to benefit from it. And the more conscious awareness we bring to the table, the more present we are, the more intentional we are, the more we can make of this opportunity. That's why I'm so passionate about this. And every year you'll see me doing this, all year really, but during the eclipse season, this is the most powerful, because this time of year right after the solstice is like the pinnacle point of the year. Consider the zodiac as a life cycle, okay? Aries would be the beginning, and then Pisces would be the very end, okay? We're right in the middle right now. We're right in the middle. This is the pinnacle. It's like the midsummer, full of youth. We're in our prime right now as far as our psyche and our consciousness as a collective unit and as individuals. So this is the most potent time with these eclipses to make this happen. It is a portal. So the more we know, knowledge is power. The more we know, the deeper we can go, and the more we can grow with this portal that is upon us. Like I said, we're all going to benefit. But I know those of you that are actually tuning in are the ones who are presently doing the work, who are really showing up fully, intentionally. And that's why I'm speaking to you, because we are at the front of this wave. We are at the head of this movement, and we're the ones inspiring and carrying the rest through this wave. Because a lot of people are confused and don't know what to do in this time and don't even know what they're feeling or what the hell is going on. But it's magical. So the key is being an ally to your allies. It's not just that you need them. They need you. Without this body, these senses, our individual minds, we cannot make this magic happen. Everything's already perfect in reflection of our divine source. Perfect. So why are we here? To grow and to give back to that light, because the Great Spirit, the One, only gives. It's all about bestowal. But we, humans, we can receive because we're beings of polarity, and that's a gift. So how can we use our polarity, our opposition, our internal opposition and opposition all around us, instead of for conflict and war, for peace, to work together in harmony, in unification, so that that healing can take place? That's why we're really here. That's why we're really beings of polarity. That's the gift behind our polarity. So, as beings of polarity, how can we be like God? Because that's why we're here. We're like, be in the reflection of our Creator, because that's how we were created. So how can we live up to that? How do we be like the all-bestowing great one, the almighty one who only bestows? Everything that we do, before we do it, remember the one. What do I mean by this? When we receive, right? Because the one can't receive unless it's through us. We're the key for God or the Great Spirit to receive. It's up to us to give back. That's literally why we're here, because everything's already perfect in the unseen world. So we're here to give back. So every opportunity that we have to receive through our senses in this body, whether it's a beautiful sound or scent or taste or touch, our feelings, love, every time we feel that gratitude, if we just take one moment and think of the one first and say, this is for you, may this go to you through me, then pleasure can be rid of guilt and fear and shame, all those things. It purifies our experience so that whatever we're receiving that maybe wasn't for the highest good, we don't want it anymore. It's not going to feel good. As long as we continue to dedicate that feeling to the one, we will quickly purify. We will quickly see all of those habits that have not been serving us, and we will let them go so fast and so easily. And then all those feelings that do feel good, we'll continue to do it, and we'll do them more and more. And we'll naturally become very healthy, purified, whole beings, simply because we couldn't imagine being the vessels for that reception going to God or going to Great Spirit. It wouldn't feel right. It just wouldn't feel right. And we don't have to overthink the process. We simply have to remember that each time we receive anything through our senses, that it's going straight to Spirit, whether we like it or not. But by giving thanks for that and acknowledging that process, we strengthen it. Because where attention goes, energy flows. And so this is how all the bad habits get dropped easily and all the good ones get expanded. And same thing with our healing when we have pains. Don't be upset about it. Remember, be excited. It's impermanent. Any way you look at it, it's impermanent. So we might as well use those opportunities for the reason we originally manifested them in the first place, because it's our doing. So when those opportunities come up, we remember that we received for the one. And so it's our duty to receive the healing. It's our duty to open up to the allies, because we are giving that healing straight to the one. It's not about the little you, it's about the big you, of which we're all a part. Remember, the allies need you as much as you need them. We are here not to close up and be in shame and guilt and fear. We are here to open up and to receive as much goodness and bliss and pure healing and happiness as possible for the one. So whatever pain you have today, whatever worries you have today, I invite you to remember to be an ally to your allies, to remember your purpose. Don't deny your healing, because miracles happen when we live this way, when we accept this perspective. You can heal so fast because time and space are irrelevant in this place of healing. So whether it's a physical pain or emotional pain, whether you've had this pain just for a day, or you've had this pain for weeks or months or lifetimes, doesn't matter. That's a great thing. It's so awesome. You don't have to overcomplicate it. You shouldn't overcomplicate it. You don't need to think about, wow, I've had this program in my mind for so long, it's going to be really hard to dismantle. Or wow, I've had this pain in my leg for so many years that it's going to be impossible to heal so quickly. Or wow, I've had this heaviness that I've been carrying for lifetimes because 3 lifetimes ago I was a priestess and I was stabbed in the back by whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. With this method, it doesn't matter. Time and space do not matter. All we need to know is that we're here now. We're experiencing what we are so that we can use that as an opportunity to create alchemy and to heal and to offer that healing as a gift to the one. The more painful, the better. And if you can't help but go into those thoughts of how long you've had the pain, really sit with that and look at your thoughts around it and say, wow, the longer I've had this pain, the more pain I've had, the deeper the pain, the more the healing. That's all. And then right there, that should help you let go of your idea of how long you've had this and how hard it's going to be to let it go. In fact, the deeper it feels right now, the deeper the cut, the greater the healing. That's all you need to know. And it can happen right here, right now, because time and space don't matter. And it's your duty to open up. It's your highest service to open up and say, all right, This is the pain I'm feeling right now. The background story does not matter. And I offer this healing to the one, allies, all of you, helpers. I don't even need to think of which ones. I'm opening up and I'm allowing you to come in and just do the work. Literally see that healing happening as though when you close your eyes, you can envision like an X-ray view of the pain in your body. Or if it's an emotional pain, whatever it is, use your imagination to go into that pain, envision the imbalance, go in there and repair it. That could look like cells coming together. It could look like light coming together, light going into the cells, strings tying up, braiding together, weaving together, light weaving. Whatever you want to do, imagination is key, and it's just as real as you want it to be. If you believe, you receive. So use your inner vision to see that imbalance. However you see it is perfect. However you see it is perfect. And go in there and heal it and say, this is for the one. This is for the one. Be an ally to your allies. They're waiting for you. It's rude to them. This is how I like to think about it. It helps me anyway. It's rude to them when you deny them. I don't have honesty. I don't have courage. I can't heal. And your higher self or your allies or your guides or God, Great Spirit is there somewhere in here, wherever space and time are relevant, right? Is there looking at you and saying, are you kidding? Get over yourself. Get over yourself. I need this. The great I and I, we need this. And you're sitting over there all closed up and come on, man, like pick yourself up and do this for us. Okay, and if you need a little more nurturing sweetness than that, that's more of the Father speaking, but we have the Father and the Mother in us, so don't forget you have both. Then hear that soft voice say, hey, it's okay. I know you're sad, and I know you feel like you don't have the capability. I know you feel like you don't have the ability, the strength, the courage. You feel anxious and scared, and that's okay, right? You see, the Mother will acknowledge all these things first, before the Father comes in. The Mother first says, I know you're feeling this way. That's okay. But I want you to know that's not real. And all of your allies are here to help you. So open up. We need you. The Mother would say, do it for me. And I don't know how many of you watching this are mothers or fathers, but if you are, or if you've witnessed a mother or father with their child, you see that the child loves their mama so much and their papa so much, and they'll do anything for them. I know when I was a kid, I would say to my mom, don't say the O word, old, because she would say, I'm getting old. I'm like, don't say the O word. That's not, no. You know, or like, I would say, you're never going to die to my mom. And my son does the same thing to me, and he says, I love you more than you love me. And every night I tell him, pray for yourself first before you pray for others, because without you, what are we going to do? You got to fill up your cup before it overflows to others. And he always says, no, I'm going to pray for you first. And a friend of mine once said, so let him pray for you first. Who are you to tell him what to do? And I was like, shit, you're right. And so I don't tell him that anymore. And so think of it like that. You are the child. You'll always have that archetype within you. We were all born to parents on this earth. So remember that you are that child. And remember to do it for your mother. Do it for your father. We owe it to them. All of the mother and fathers across time and space, because it is an archetypal energy that lives inside of us and all around us. Honor thy mother and thy father is a really important commandment, not just on the surface level, but for what it means metaphysically. Every time we define, in the highest point of view, what the mother and the father is, we're defining what the divine masculine and the divine feminine are to us. And when we honor those, we're keeping our commitments to those parts of self inside and out. It keeps us in check. It keeps us balanced in our polarities. This is profound. This is profound. It's not just about your mom and dad in this life on this earth plane right here, right now. It's about your mom and dad, your masculine and feminine, your active and receptive forces across time and space of which we're all a part. So honor your mother and your father goes super deep, y'all. That's some serious stuff. So when you're feeling any pain or discomfort, remember to honor your mother and your father. Remember to call in your allies and do the healing work for them. for all of us, for the one. There's major healing to be done at the time of this eclipse portal. We all are going to feel it, and we all have the ability to go deep with it, and with our conscious awareness to welcome it in and intentionally guide this shift and this energy, and to ask that it does the most work, because we cooperate with it when we do that. We meet the energies halfway. We recognize that it's happening, and we rise up to meet that energy there. We don't just passively accept the shift that's happening, but we actively work together with the shift. And that's what's available to us right now at this most potent time. And it's, again, going to close up tomorrow for the full moon eclipse. We have the ability to heal major stuff. So whatever your biggest, deepest pains are, whatever your deepest wounds are, don't give up. If you've given up already, call them back in. I'm sure it hasn't left you, because there's no giving up. Whatever pains you feel, they don't just go away, as much as sometimes we'd like them to. Call in all of your wounds and all of your pain. Rise it up to the surface and use this potent energy available to us right now to heal for the one. Because it's not just for you, it's for you, the big you of which we're all a part. Be an ally to your allies. Open up and be the vessel for that divine healing to take place. It's not just about you. It's about I and I. It's about the one. And again, if you guys didn't catch the last video, it's called Being an Ally to Your Allies. It's on my wall. It's also on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/RebeccaMagic. It's the second video in. We're almost at 2,000 views when you put together the Facebook and YouTube. This is huge, you guys, because this is the portal. This is the pinnacle of the entire year. This concept of being an ally to your allies is the key to this week's eclipse sandwich, the most important time of the year. It's a portal key for the biggest healing to take place, to create an opportunity to quantum leap as far as possible. So I'm really excited about those views, because I know that this message is reaching as many people as possible, especially those in the light worker community, people who are intentionally shifting this earth and welcoming in this shift in the fabric of our reality and making the most of it. Those are the people I'm trying to reach. So if you know anyone who fits that description, if it's you, thank you for showing up and for doing the work. If you have groups that you want to share this with, people in your hometown, put it into your own words, summarize it, guide, offer this healing advice and perspective on how to be an ally to your allies, or just share the link to that video. Again, it's the second video in on my YouTube channel. It will be the third after I upload this. It has a really awesome gateway picture on it in black and white, in case you want to make sure you recognize the right one. But please share this video before tomorrow. Although time doesn't matter and we're all going to receive the benefits, the reason I ask you to share this now is because it's the most powerful time to make the most of it, okay? It's super potent energy right now. So share this video, please, with those people you know who are wanting this information, who will actually show up and do this work. And people who've been hurting, for people who've been hurting and don't know how to accept allies, for people that feel inferior, for people who feel small and don't know their strength, don't remember their strength. I invite you to share this perspective with them so that they can remember that everything they need is already inside of them, so that they can use this simple and practical advice to immediately begin to heal now, not just for themselves, but for you and for me and for the one. Please share this video and go ahead and share the Being an Ally to Your Allies. That's the main one. Either one is fine, because I've spoken about the other one in this video quite a bit. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I had to get this out. I feel the downloads. Last year, this happened to me during this week as well, in between eclipses last year. Those videos are still up on YouTube, and those portals are still very open if you want to continue to do this kind of work. Check out those videos. Just scroll down to last summer on my YouTube channel, and there's a very powerful portal key to last year that is also very transformational if you're into this kind of work, okay, the transformational work. Also, if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you'll get notifications 4 times a month when I do activation videos. I use my tarot archetypes, and I do activation videos and readings for the collective consciousness. It's awesome. A bunch of people all over the globe get together energetically, and we receive that activation together, multiplying its effects. So if you enjoy this kind of work, please subscribe, stay tuned, follow us, be a part of this evolutionary group that's doing the transformational work for the one. I so appreciate you showing up for this. Right now I'm sitting in the rental car. I'm actually in Maui, Hawaii, and my partner is receiving acupuncture right now. And I'm next, and this is our first time doing it. We each have a little bit of shoulder pain going on, opposite shoulders, and it's been really awesome to explore why we have that, what is behind it, what's at the root, and not looking at it in a negative way, but looking at it as an opportunity to learn something new and shift the way that we've been moving, shift the way that we've been living and experiencing life. And it's profound. It's profound. So whatever pains you have right now, emotionally, mentally, physically, ask yourself, what is it telling you? What wisdom is hidden in there? What other perspective or way of life is it offering you? What is it suggesting that you try that's new? It's always a rebalancing. Wherever there's pain or disconnection, it's impermanent anyway. It's simply just an opportunity to go in and further weave the light, to further solidify the light in a way that's a sustainable victory for the one. So, how can you rebalance? How is your body and your mind or your heart, your soul speaking to you? What is it telling you it wants to heal and rebalance? Another simple way to look at it is what pains you have in your body, what chakra is it associated with, what wheel, okay? Because that's a simple way to look at it. Kind of breaks things down into a 7-part system or 8-part system, depending on, or a 12-part system, depending on what system you're looking at, but it narrows things down. So for example, if you're having, a shortness of breath or heart palpitations, that's your heart chakra. Or if you're having fogginess in your mind, you don't have clarity in your mind, that's your third eye chakra. Or if you're having indigestion or stomach issues, that's your power, that's your sacral chakra. So you can do things that are associated with that chakra. Consider the color that is associated, the scents, the essential oils that are associated, plants, animals that are associated. Use all of the allies and archetypes, archetypal wisdom that's available to you as per that chakra or center to heal that issue. But it doesn't stop there with the chakras. I'm only offering one perspective right there, but there's so many different ways. Okay, so wherever you have those spots that need to be rebalanced, go there and do whatever you need to do to balance the scales within that area. Thank you for sharing this video with people who need to see it and be empowered and remember that they are love and they are loved and that they have everything they need inside of them to do the healing work. I appreciate you guys, and I will be doing the full moon reading and eclipse activation tomorrow. So stay tuned. I'm hoping that it will be in a super magical location and not just in the car, because I love to show you guys some of the nature out here and just be present in nature with you all. So I'm very much looking forward to it, and I will be doing the work today that I spoke about here. I will be opening up to be an ally to my allies, and I'm only hoping that you'll join me and show up too. But even if it's only me and one other person, or me and 10 other people, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many. This work is potent, and I'm hoping you'll join me in doing it, because for every person that joins, that light is magnified infinitely. It's multiplied infinitely. So thank you for offering your light for this powerful mission of the portal of the full moon eclipse and this eclipse sandwich that we are in right now. Thank you so much, you guys. Mahalo, aloha, and shalom.